Welcome to my channel. Here, it's all about reading the most wonderful fairy tales to you in a modern presentation. To make sure you don't miss anything, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. This way, you'll always be informed about new videos. Look forward to many exciting reading sessions. Thumbelina, the Modern Tale. Once upon a time, there was a woman who longed for a child. One day, she went to a kind old sorceress, who gave her a magical barley corn and said, "Plant it in a pot and see what happens." The woman did as she was told, and soon a pretty flower sprouted. As the petals unfolded, she found inside a tiny girl, no taller than a thumb. She named her Thumbelina. Thumbelina led a happy life in her tiny home, but the peace did not last long. One night, an ugly toad kidnapped her to marry her son. The toad and her son left Thumbelina on a lily pad in a slow stream, while they prepared her new home. But Thumbelina did not want to be part of that world. Fish, who bit through the lily pad, and a butterfly, who carried her away, came to her aid. However, freedom was short-lived, as a beetle snatched her and took her away. The beetle and his friends found her beautiful but also very different, and ultimately, they left her alone in the wide world. Thumbelina found refuge in a blooming forest, where she lived under a large leaf over the summer to protect herself from the sun. She drank dew from the leaves and ate the nectar of the flowers. But when winter came, the world was too cold and too big for her. Lost and shivering, she found shelter with a field mouse, who offered her food and a home in exchange for company and storytelling. The field mouse wanted Thumbelina to marry an old mole, who visited her and wanted to take her into the dark and boring tunnels underground. Thumbelina, who loved the sun and flowers, could not imagine a life down there. Just before the wedding, the mole took Thumbelina through the tunnels to show her where she would soon live. On their way, they found an injured swallow king, who had been surprised by a storm and left for dead. Thumbelina could not bear to see him suffer, so she nursed him back to health throughout the winter. When spring arrived and the swallow could fly again, he asked Thumbelina to come with him and see the wide world. Thumbelina hesitated at first but then decided to escape the gray life with the field mouse and the impending marriage to the mole. They flew over forests and lakes until they came to a land where everything was blooming. The swallow left Thumbelina in a beautiful flower garden, full of tiny flowers just like her. There, she met a tiny, handsome prince who was as tall as she was and the king of this flower kingdom. They hit it off immediately, and soon Thumbelina found a soulmate in him. The prince and Thumbelina celebrated a splendid wedding, to which all the flowers and animals were invited. She was crowned queen of the flower kingdom, and they lived happily ever after, surrounded by friends who loved and valued her for who she was. And so, Thumbelina, the little girl born in a flower, found her true happiness in a world where she was accepted and loved, just as she was. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so you won't miss any new fairy tales.